been moving to Lake Mary, Florida? Well, you have come to the right place. I am so excited to dive in with you today and show you all of the amazing things that Lake Mary, Florida has to offer. I may be a little bit biased. This is the area where I grew up, but I just think it is a wonderful place to live. And I'm going to show you the proximity that you have here to Orlando, to the parks, to the beaches, and all of the beautiful houses and communities that you have available to you in Lake Mary. And we're going to go over the top rated schools, things to do here, and you definitely want to stick around to the end because I'm going to share the best places to eat and drink in Lake Mary, Florida that only the locals really know about, okay? So let's dive in. If this is your first time visiting our channel and you want to stay in the know about all things Central Florida, hit that subscribe button below. We put out new videos every week. I am Kristen Calhoun with the West Collection by eXp Realty, and you will see my partner Kat West on a lot of our videos as well. We run a team here in Central Florida called the West Collection, and we are a full service team. So we are also partnered with Prime Mortgage, which includes Jeremy West, Kat's husband, who you'll see popping in on a lot of these videos, and his main goal is to save you money. And our main goal together is to make your move to Central Florida as seamless as possible. I am super excited to dive in today's video with you guys and show you an area that I might be a little biased, but I think is absolutely wonderful. It is the area where I spent the first 18 years of my life. It is Lake Mary, Florida. So we're gonna dive in deep on Lake Mary, Florida. I'm gonna show you all of the amazing things that are in this wonderful little city in Central Florida. Well, not too little, 10 square miles. So a good sized city. But I wanna show you guys where it is in relation to the areas that most people think of first when they think of Central Florida. If you're not from here, you're probably thinking of Disney World, Universal Studios, the University of Central Florida. I want to show you where Lake Mary is in relation to those because it's actually not far. And if you're passionate about those areas or you're going to be a student at UCF, this might be an awesome area for you to live very close by. So let's first, I'm going to show you this area here where I have all these awesome red dots areas I'm going to highlight within Lake Mary. That is Lake Mary. If you hopped onto what is called the I-4, if you're familiar with the I-4, you know it can be a kind of crazy road to drive on, Interstate 4. Don't worry, we have some other roads that are a little less crazy, which I will share with you guys, but I-4 is the main road that's going to take you down to all of those fun places that I just talked about. So if you hop on the I-4 up here in Lake Mary, let's just take a little drive down, and by little, I'm talking 25 minutes. 25 minutes is gonna put you, boom, right here. This is downtown Orlando, okay? Now let's say you wanna head to the parks. You wanna go a little bit further. You're looking at a 45-minute drive to get to the parks from Lake Mary. So again, you're on that I-4, you're cruising down here. One good thing I will note, we do now have express lanes on the I-4. They go all the way to Disney World. So that'll have you zoom in a little quicker and in a little bit less traffic. Like I mentioned, if you've been on the I-4, you know what I'm talking about. So you continue carrying it down here. This is about a 35-minute drive. You are at Universal Studios. And then let's say you're a Disney person. You want to head down to Disney. Just 45 minutes from Lake Mary, you continue heading down I-4. It will take you down here. You are at Walt Disney World. So that's where you are as far as the parks in downtown Orlando go in relation to Lake Mary. You're not far at all. Now, University of Central Florida, to get there, you're going to take one of our other main roads, which has less traffic, but it is a toll road. Keep that in mind. So we're back in Lake Mary up here, right? You're gonna hop on what we call the 417, and you're gonna cruise right on over to University of Central Florida. Go Knights. Not a sports fan, but I know they are the Knights. So those are just some really helpful, I would say, markers for you to understand where Lake Mary is located in relation to those such monumental things that people think about when they think of Central Florida. Now, if you are a beach lover, I love the beach. I'm gonna show you two of our closest and most popular beaches. My personal favorite growing up where I always went is called New Smyrna Beach. So let's pull us down here. Let's wave goodbye to Orlando for just a little bit. Now we've got Lake Mary here. And what you're gonna do if you wanna go to my favorite beach, you should check out both beaches if you're coming here. You gotta try them both, but let's start with New Smyrna. Again, we're gonna hop on the I-4, but we're gonna go the other way. So we're gonna go through what is called Volusia County. Lake Mary is in a county called Seminole County, by the way, but Volusia County will take you up here to State Road 44. You'll get off and you will cruise over here to New Smyrna Beach. Now, just to give you an idea of how far we just traveled on the I-4 and 44, that's about a 40-minute drive and you are in New Smyrna Beach. If you want to check out another popular beach, also, you know, a lot of people maybe haven't heard of New Smyrna. You've probably heard of Daytona Beach, Daytona 500, Oktoberfest. That's all right here in Daytona Beach. So just a little further up. New Smyrna is more of like a quaint, beachy vibe. Daytona is more of a, I don't know, party vibe. So whichever one you're looking for. Now, the other popular beach we have is called Cocoa Beach. And what you might know about Cocoa Beach, if you're a fan of Ron John's Surf Shop, you probably know there is one in Cocoa Beach, but it's also located right by Cape Canaveral, which is where the Kennedy Space Center is, which is super fun to visit if you are over here. So instead of hopping on the I-4, you have the joy of getting on the 417. Again, it is a toll road, but it is just a little bit less crazy. So here's Lake Mary, we're getting on that toll road. We're headed down here to the 520, and then we're gonna take the 520 all the way over to Cocoa Beach, another fabulous beach to visit. So now that we know where Lake Mary is in relation to all those fun things, let's do a deeper dive into the city of Lake Mary. I actually have some fun facts about Lake Mary to share with you, which even though I lived there for so long, I didn't even know. Like, I didn't know that Lake Mary was established in 1973. That doesn't even sound that long ago. What was it before 1973? We have a population of just under 17,000. I say we, because I still live very close to Lake Mary. I'm about 1 mile from Lake Mary now in an area called Sanford, which we will dive in with you guys soon. You can actually see it right here, but we're focusing on Lake Mary today. So the median home value in Lake Mary is $473,000. There is such a wide variety of homes all over Lake Mary. You've got older Lake Mary, newer Lake Mary. The median age of the homes actually in Lake Mary is only 28 years old. But there are some older homes. If you like a more historic feel, we've got that. If you want a new construction feel, we've got that for you. And the number of residents who own their home versus rent their home is 68%. So the majority of people who live in Lake Mary, they own their homes, which is awesome. So let's dive in here. Let's start with the main areas we're gonna focus on, and I'm gonna share some fun facts with you. If you have watched any of our Lake Mary videos, specifically the Markham Woods video, you will know that Lake Mary has been home to some famous people. First ones that come to mind for me, Shaquille O'Neal. I'm gonna show you where he lived. And Dwight Howard, NBA player as well. I'm gonna show you where he lived too. So let's get our bearings with Lake Mary, and I'm gonna show you like our little token spot that we will always refer back to. So here's Orlando, right? And there's the I-4 right here that we've been talking about. So just to give you an idea of where we're working, and we're zoomed in, nice. There we go, okay. The main road in Lake Mary is called Lake Mary Boulevard, and it goes right through here. Now, Lake Mary Boulevard, actually, let me just mention it while we're over here. We'll take you to our local airport. We have an airport here. It's called the Orlando Sanford International Airport. It is not the main Orlando airport that you have probably flown into. Maybe you have flown into this airport, but let me just show you real quick before we super dive in here. We do also have MCO, 35-minute drive from Lake Mary. I mean, Lake Mary, you were close to everything, really. You have to hop back on the 417 and make your way down here. Looks like a long drive. It's not really. It's truly a 35-minute drive from Lake Mary, and that is the Orlando airport, the big airport in Orlando that you have probably traveled to if you have come to Orlando at any point. But maybe you have gone to the Orlando Sanford Airport. There are Allegiant flights that go out there. There's a couple other airlines that fly a select few places, and it's a very easy airport to fly in and out of if you ever have the opportunity. So anyways, let's get our bearings here. I'm excited to go over all of this with you. So as I mentioned, we've got Lake Mary Boulevard here, okay? So our reference point where I'm always going to bring us back to, just so that we always have our bearings, it's downtown Lake Mary here. This is where our city hall is, some great restaurants, shopping. This is where our farmers market is. Lots of good stuff over here. So this will be our reference point that I will keep drawing us back to. And that is right off of Lake Mary Boulevard, which is that road again I mentioned that crosses through the main part of Lake Mary. Let's talk about some neighborhoods in Lake Mary to start. So at the end of Lake Mary Boulevard, where it ends right here, it runs right into a road, down here. This is the I-4. It runs right into a road called Markham Woods Road. Now, like I mentioned, we do have another video that goes over all the fun stuff, beautiful homes going on at Markham Woods Road. I'm just gonna draw us a little line here. Okay. So Markham Woods Road is a long, beautiful road of stunning communities. Some new, some older. This is where Mr. Shaquille O'Neal lived. Ooh, Aliqua Lakes. This community is beautiful. We do feature it in our video. And then we also have over here, there is just a beautiful row of houses, and that is where Dwight Howard lived. We had a famous golfer, all kinds of people. Morgan and Morgan, if you're familiar with Morgan and Morgan. He lived or lives, I'm not sure, up here in Heathrow if he still lives there. So let's talk about some of these communities here. Now, As I mentioned, Lake Mary has a wide variety of homes available, and the median home value is $473,000. But the houses we're going to talk about first, those are a little bit on the higher end. So Alaqua Lakes, there's also a community right here a little further down called Alaqua, very similar to each other. The median home value in there, $1.5 million. Most recent sale just happened the other week for $830,000. So beautiful homes in here. There is a country club and a golf course that is only accessible to people who actually live in that community. So very prestigious, very desirable. Houses do not last long in that community. Now, are on the market in that community. I mean, they're on there and they're off there. People are always keeping an eye on that community. We also have Heathrow. So Heathrow is another golf community. They have a beautiful golf course there. They have a beautiful country club, pools. I mean, the amenities in Heathrow are just stunning. And it's a huge community. So I'm just gonna get rid of that so then I can really show you here. I mean, there's a back entrance and a front entrance. I don't know if I'm doing this exact, but it's pretty close here. So the front entrance comes right off of Lake Mary Boulevard here into Heathrow. And then there's also a back entrance back here that you can enter Heathrow. And this, again, super desirable community. $709,000 is the median home value. Most recent sale in Heathrow, $810,000. So again, one of those communities where the houses do not sit on the market long. People like to keep an eye on the homes in that community because it is a beautiful community. It has so many awesome amenities in there. Right across the street, we're back on Lake Mary Boulevard here. If we came out the front entrance of Heathrow, there's this community called Steeplechase. Now, this is one of our newer communities in Lake Mary, and again, stunning homes. The median home value in Steeplechase, $1.5 million, so same median home value as Alaqua, and the most recent sale, $1.1 million in there. So really beautiful houses. One really cool thing also about Steeplechase, and this is something that you will see if you check out our Markham Woods video, is that Seminole Wakaiva Trail, which is what you're seeing right here, actually runs through that community. So you can see the houses from there. You can see a lot of the other houses going down Markham Woods Road as well. That is an awesome trail if you like to bike, walk, run. You can even take horses on that trail. And it goes super far down this way. I mean, the trail goes and goes and goes to an area called Apopka, I believe is where it ends. And then it also goes up here and links to the Seminole Wakaiva Trailhead, which you would now be in what is considered Sanford up here, but you can get on that trailhead and that goes pretty far as well. So lots of opportunities to get outside and enjoy the beautiful Sunshine State on this trail over here. So let's talk about some other communities that we also have off of Markham Woods Road. I love to highlight Magnolia Plantation, which if you came down Lake Mary Boulevard that we keep talking about here and take a right, you have this beautiful community back here. It takes a big portion of land. It's called Magnolia Plantation. Beautiful homes in here as well. This used to be a golf course community, is no longer used as a golf course there. It is just beautiful, stunning ground that they still take a lot of care in upkeeping. Median home value in this neighborhood, $923,000. And the most recent sale, $1.2 million. So some really great houses back there as well. Now, let's head down the other way in Lake Mary and get a feel for some other types of houses that are available to us. So we're back on Lake Mary Boulevard. We're cruising down here. We're gonna run into an area called Griffin Farm. It's actually called Griffin Park now, but when I was growing up, it was truly a farm. This is so built up. So this is our reference point. Remember downtown Lake Mary, you've got the City Hall. Right across the street from there is Griffin Park. So they now have some beautiful communities back there, luxury style apartments. They have a 24-hour fitness, Winn-Dixie, lots of little locally owned restaurants and bars and coffee shops and things like that back there. So Griffin Park is the community, and the last sold in there was $560. So a little more of an accessible price point to get into there. Still beautiful homes. They've got homes and townhomes available for you. Now, if you like the townhome vibe, another option for you. So here's City Hall. Let's head back down Lake Mary Boulevard here to a road called Reinhardt. We turn right on Reinhardt. We're headed up this way. We're gonna run into a community called Fountain Park. This is a beautiful townhouse community that they're 3-story townhomes, and some of them do have elevators in them, which is so fun, and lots of amenities in this community. So well taken care of. It is a stunning community. The median price point in here, $450,000, and the most recent sold $485,000. So again, a little more of an accessible community to get into price-wise. And who doesn't love a townhouse where all of your exterior maintenance and your grounds are taken care of for you? Like, I don't want to mow my lawn in the Florida heat. So that is an awesome perk with that community. And we also have, just up from there is Timaquan. This is another community that is a golf course community, and it's a little more accessible than the other golf course communities that we have talked about in regards to price. So here's Fountain Park that we were just at on that road called Reinhardt that comes off of Lake Mary Boulevard. We're cruising up here, and this is all Timaquan. So the median price point in Timaquan is $634,000. Most recent sales, $605,000. So beautiful homes back there. Some of them are a little bit older. Some of them, a lot of them have been updated. You do have a Publix right here. We actually have quite a few Publixes in Lake Mary. I believe we have 4 or 5, which we love Publix here. They're on every corner, as they should be. So if you live in Timaquan, you could walk to your local Publix. I want to highlight one more area. And this is the area where I grew up. And again, it is a really accessible area price-wise and great if you're looking for a starter home, especially, or if you're looking to retire. So if we came back down Reinhardt, so let's see, let's just go down, we'll just keep going down Reinhardt, turns into Greenwood Boulevard. We will loop our way around to Lake Emma. So we're gonna come down Lake Emma, which is another road, another main road that comes, it can also come off of Lake Mary Boulevard, because again, this is Lake Mary Boulevard here to give you an idea. This road keeps going down, it hits another local nearby city called Longwood, but we're actually gonna turn off before there on Greenway Boulevard. Now back here is what's called the crossings. You see right here, crossings? All of these communities back here, ooh, lots of them. These are in the crossings. So it's a group of a bunch of different communities with much more accessible price points. I'm talking like $300 to $450. Often houses are for sale in here. There are older homes. There are homes that have been updated. You got pool homes. You got areas on decent sized lots. It is a mix. Such a mix over here. So if you're looking to get your foot in the door in Lake Mary, a place at a lower price point, but still has an amazing suburban community feel, you definitely want to check out the crossings. So while we're over there, let's just highlight, before we dive into the really fun stuff, which is like the best places to eat and drink and the best things to do around Lake Mary, let's talk about the schools. That is why a lot of people come to Lake Mary, Florida. We have some of the highest rated schools. So where I went to school, over here in the crossings, you have, this is Greenwood Lakes Middle School, and you have Lake Mary High School right here. And then if we were back on Lake Mary Boulevard up here, let's just jump up. Let me give you the bearings. Again, this is our core thing we're gonna keep coming back to. It's downtown Lake Mary. That's where City Hall is and Farmers Market, like I mentioned. Right across the street from there, you have Lake Mary Elementary School. Now that's not the only elementary school we have in the area. We also have, and this is where I went to middle school, which seems kind of crazy because it's a little bit of a trek, but I went to Heathrow Elementary School. So let's take it back to, we're on Lake Mary Boulevard again. Remember Markham Woods Road we kept talking about here? Takes you right up to Heathrow Elementary School and Markham Woods Middle, which is right next door to Heathrow. So we've got 1 high school, 2 elementary schools, 2 middle schools as the main schools. And then there's also a fabulous private school here called Lake Mary Prep, which is right above, you see City Hall here. Over by Lake Mary Prep, you also have what is really popular is the Lake Mary Sports Complex. So if you have kids that play baseball, softball, tennis, you're gonna spend, soccer actually even, you're gonna spend a lot of time here. For a year, my husband and I did take tennis lessons at the Lake Mary Sports Complex, and I definitely improved a little bit, but I would not by any means call myself a tennis player. But I did spend a lot of time there. And I also grew up spending a lot of time there because I played softball. So if you have a sporty family, that might be somewhere that you are often finding yourself. Now, let's talk about the fun stuff. I am a huge foodie, and my husband and I love to eat out, and we do it often. We enjoy it. So I'm gonna highlight the places where you must visit if and when you come to Lake Mary. And if you want to get a true feel of kind of like what maybe the nightlife is here, or even during the day, the lunches are like, these are the places that you want to head to. So the first place I'm going to mention is my husband's all-time favorite. And I will say this is a little more of a higher end place, but it is so worth mentioning. It is so worth visiting. It's perfect if you're celebrating something, or it's just wonderful. And it's one of our newer restaurants. It is called F&D Prime Modern Steakhouse right here. It is so delightful. Let me just give you the bearings of where we are here. I'm jumping in because I'm excited. I'm excited to go over all the food. Okay, let me get us there. Okay, we're zoomed out. Here we are. Here's Lake Mary Boulevard down here that we keep talking about. And this is downtown Lake Mary. So how we're gonna get to the main areas, the main places where I'm gonna mention for us to eat, we're gonna go down Lake Mary Boulevard to Reinhardt Road, which is that road that we had Fountain Park, we had Timaquan. We're gonna head up here and we're gonna run into this road called 46A, Seminole County Road 46A. See here? It goes through this way. That way leads us to Sanford, and then this way will lead you straight into the back entrance of Heathrow. So down 46A, you have another Publix over here. I told you they're everywhere. And then you have the best restaurants. So there's a complex back here where 3 of my favorites are. So right here, I just mentioned we have F&D Prime Modern Steakhouse. If you do treat yourself to a dinner there, you have to get the Japanese sweetbread. It is just, it's really something. I actually don't even have the words for it. It's just so good. In that same complex, you could literally walk. So if you wanted to get, start with some drinks at F&D, get some bread rolls that I just mentioned, but maybe you're in the mood for fish for dinner, you can walk down in the same complex to our other favorite, Fish Bones. They are a steakhouse and seafood, delicious food, great outdoor atmosphere. So they have a whole restaurant inside as well, but they have outside this big, beautiful patio with a round bar in the middle that you can sit around, and they often have live music playing outside. And if it's a little chilly like it is right now, they have heaters out there for you. Otherwise, they have fans out there, and it's just a really good vibe. Actually, you could even start there for happy hour, get the vibes going, and then you can head over to F&D and get your delicious steak. Another place that is a must visit, and this is a newer one for us as well, it's called Crown Alley. This is this speakeasy within a place called Grafton Street Pub. So it's a restaurant / bar called Grafton Street Pub. And then in the back, you can see this little red phone booth popped up. You go through that phone booth into the speakeasy, and it is a cool craft cocktail bar. So you can have a whole evening to yourself in this little area right here. Now, if you're here for lunch and you want something a little more low key, still in that same area, still come off of 46A, which is right here, you're gonna run into this road called International Parkway. And I'll tell you what's awesome about this road in just a moment, but first let's talk about an awesome place to eat off this road. We have Orange County Brewers. So if I kept going down this road this way, I'm gonna run back into Lake Mary Boulevard. This is actually the place where I host a run club every Tuesday night at 6 o'clock, and we meet at this place, and they have inside Orange County Brewers is a Tenon Taco, which is an awesome taco spot, and another place called Sodo Pizza. It is Detroit style pizza, and it is to die for. It is so delicious. So they're open all day long, and if you're wanting just like a little more of a quick, casual bite, that is a must-stop place for you. Now, what's interesting about International Parkway is there's a lot of big companies on International Parkway. So we have a big Verizon corporate headquarters there. We have Deloitte, a huge Deloitte building. Lots of tech. We have a AAA. We have Frontline Insurance. So a lot of people are working up and down International Parkway. You see even here, it's called Business Center Drive. And that is a draw for a lot of people who are moving from out of town. They're going to be working on International Parkway, and they're looking for homes in these communities that we mentioned all around. So that is good to know about that area. It also links up to the trail that I mentioned earlier. So you will get a lot of runners or bikers or walkers on that trail. Just for funsies, I'll mention down here, this is my beloved gym I go to. This is my CrossFit gym, Elite Wellness. We've got a Starbucks here. Everybody loves to know where the Starbucks is. Another Broken Egg Cafe is a delicious breakfast spot if you are here for breakfast. So let's make our way to some other yummy places. We also just got a new ER. Good thing to know. If we headed back down, so let's come off of International Parkway just to give you a reference point here. This Fish Bones, Crown Alley we just talked about. Let's get back down 46A, back down Reinhardt. Right here is our new ER. It's a beautiful ER that they built for us here in Lake Mary. Okay, so let's head back to like the core downtown Lake Mary, older Lake Mary. We have some really fun spots down here as well that are always worth a mention. We have one of mine and Kat's favorites. It's the Crazy Greek Kitchen that is in downtown Lake Mary. So this right here is where they have the farmer's market. every Saturday. And they have 4th Street Bar and Grill if you are into sports. Great place to watch some games, have some drinks. They have indoor, outdoor. Staff is so much fun there. It's a great spot. So that's a good one. And then Crazy Greek Kitchen here. Kat and I love this place. And then there's a juice bar, and they have an awesome coffee shop right here as well. So lots of things to do over in downtown Lake Mary. And you know what I just realized? I just pulled us away from Colonial without telling you a couple more spots, a couple more must-sees. Hold on, should we zoom back over there? How would we get there? We would go back down Lake Mary Boulevard. There's really just a few main roads that are gonna take you everywhere. Down Reinhardt, or up Reinhardt, I should say. Now, just to give you guys an idea, because sometimes I think when you're looking at a map, it can seem like you're driving pretty far. If you were going from downtown Lake Mary to this area up here that I was referring to where Fishbones is and F&D Prime, it's like a 10-minute drive, if that, maybe less, maybe 7 minutes. Okay, so we gotta head to the opposite side of the road from where I was talking about. So you have Fishbones here, F&D Crown. Immediately across 46A right here is an area called Colonial Town Park. This whole area here is Colonial Town Park. There are additional businesses like I'm talking about. There's lots of tech, there's banking, you have BNY, Mellon over here. Lots of other companies back here. You've got a Ruth's Chris right here. I know people love their Ruth's Chris. I personally would go to F&D Prime. I can't say it enough. They're so good, but you know, some people love their Ruth's Chris. So over here we have another Publix, F&D Cantina. So you're probably like, I've already heard you say F&D. F&D Prime Modern Steakhouse. We also have F&D Cantina, which is their Mexican restaurant. Fabulous. So good. One of my all-time favorites. Really fun atmosphere, lively, always busy, but also great for a quick bite if you want just like a quick lunch or something. Really good. We also have Amora up here, which is sushi and a Japanese teppanyaki style steakhouse if you want to, you know, sit and watch the chef cook, or you can just enjoy sushi at the front of the restaurant as well. Then there's the Vineyard Wine Company here, which is a wine bar and a restaurant. Is delicious. And the place where I spent every Friday night growing up, the movie theater. It's a really great movie theater, actually. The seats literally recline out flat. So Colonial Town Park is a great place to go for some things to do, bites to eat. We have Papa Joe's Pizza also, which is delicious. This is where my husband and I actually went after we got engaged. We're like, should we go to Papa Joe's? And we did, and we ate a whole pizza. Okay, so what have I not shown you? I mean, clearly I could talk about Lake Mary all day. There's just so much goodness about it. Oh, super important. If you're like me, you wanna know, where do you go shopping in Lake Mary? Where are the nearest malls? We do not, unfortunately, have a mall in Lake Mary, but we do have a mall very close by. So the best spot, if you're looking for a mall to shop that's close by, I would say it's about a 15-minute drive, depending on what part of Lake Mary you're coming from. So it actually could be more like a 12-minute drive. So here, let's get our bearings again. This is downtown Lake Mary, right? So here's the I-4. So let's say we took Lake Mary Boulevard to the I-4. You will have to hop on the I-4, but don't worry, you can get on the express lanes if you want in Longwood. And you're gonna go all the way down here. It looks kind of far, but it's really just truly 12 to 15-minute drive. You're gonna get off on this road called 436. We are now in an area called Altamont Springs. And this is a mall here. There's also additional shopping over there as well, but if you are looking for a big mall feel, that's where you're going to want to head. But we also have boutique shopping available in downtown Lake Mary. And we have, I mean, everybody's favorite, and this is where I worked in high school. I actually opened this store, which I was like so proud of. I mean, I still am. I'm still talking about it, and I'm in my mid-30s. Everybody's favorite, TJ Maxx and Home Goods. So this, back in the day, fun fact, was our Publix. And Publix moved across the street. This is Publix now. And this right here is Target. Okay, so this is like Mary Boulevard. We're talking about Reinhardt Road. You know where we are. So this is TJ Maxx and Home Goods. It is a really great TJ Maxx and Home Goods as well. And that's where I do a lot of my shopping. So fun to know where the shopping is. There is another mall I will mention because she's getting a revamp. She, you know, she's right outside of Lake Mary in Sanford. I'm talking like a minute outside of Lake Mary. You would go back down Reinhardt to get there here. Reinhardt Road. Up here, this is the Seminole Town Center. It used to be the spot. And a lot of things have closed down in there. There are still some things open. We have Dick's Sporting Goods. We have amazing Dillard's actually in there. But they're revamping this mall. So if you come, you know, it's January 2025 now. If you come in the future, go check out the Seminole Town Center because it sounds like they have some really fun plans for that mall coming up, which I'm really excited about to see what they do with it. So I think I've honestly covered everything, and doing this has made me so excited for Kat and I to actually go out there and highlight all of these places for you. As I mentioned, we do have a couple videos for you already. We have one that highlights downtown Lake Mary. We show how to spend the perfect day in downtown Lake Mary. And then we have one that goes over Markham Woods Road and kind of the things that you can get up to on Markham Woods Road and the kind of houses that you can get into over there, which I did mention those are some beautiful, stunning houses that you definitely want to check out. So look for those videos. Keep an eye out for our Lake Mary vlog where we show you all of these places so you can actually get a feel for them and what it is like to live and drive around in Lake Mary. And if you have any questions, please leave it in a comment below. If you have enjoyed this video, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and thank you so much for watching. We will see you in our next video. Bye!